Well, it is exactly 11 a.m. here in Baikonur. The time difference with Moscow is 2 hours, and here on the Cosmodrome, the Soyuz TMA spacecraft is now being installed onto the launch pad, from which it's going to take off on October the 12th and deliver the 18th expedition to the International Space Station on the 12th of October. Now, the installation process is continuing as we speak. You can probably see behind me the ship is already in vertical position. It is now around 14 stories high and is going to weigh around 300 tons when fueled. Now, as soon as the installation is over, for the next day and a half, the ship will undergo various checks and inspections to check that it's safe and it's operating fine for the trip to come. And so as soon as that's done, several hours before the launch, it will be fueled, and then only after that the crew will be able to enter the cockpit, and after some final checkings and inspections, they will blast off at around 1 p.m. local time, 11 a.m. Moscow time.
Okay, well, Gregory Olson, the third space tourist, this is what he had to say.
This is the first time I've seen it actually rolled out. It amazes me how efficient the Russian people are at putting these things together quickly and rolling them out like this. Just amazing.
Looking at it firsthand there. Well, we know that the ship is on standby. There's quite a bit of noise going on behind you at the moment, isn't it? As I say, we know the rocket's on standby. What about the crew? What are they doing these last 3 days?
Well, the crew, Yuri Latchekov, Michael Fink, and Richard Garriott, the space tourist, which is going on this fantastic ride, are all seem to be feeling quite healthy and ready for this trip. They undergo constant medical checks and training sessions for this voyage. Nevertheless, they also get their free time to rest before this cosmic trip. And even though it is quite a busy schedule for them, Mr. Garriott, who spent roughly around $30 million for this trip, seems still satisfied and happy that he's going on this voyage. And for more on what the crew has been doing lately and how this ship was assembled, let's watch this story. The final pieces of the puzzle of the latest Soyuz spacecraft. Around 40 of the most experienced specialists are working on its assembly. Gennady Demidov has been working in Baikonur for the past 24 years. Rockets became his life, starting with the Soviet program in the 1980s and continuing right up to the present days.
Even during hard times of the 90s, rockets were launched, though there was a lack of financial support. And now we're planning to launch 10 rockets a year.
The 18th expedition to the International Space Station coincides with the 100th flight of the Soyuz spacecraft. Nevertheless, all the specialists working on its assembly do it with the same focus and precision as they did since the maiden flight. Putting together a spacecraft truly isn't an easy job. It requires hours of delicate work and nerves of steel from specialists. But all of that is more than essential in order for this bird, which weighs several hundred tons and is around 14 stories high, to be able to deliver its crew safely into orbit. As cosmonaut Yuri Lanchikov, astronaut Michael Fink, and American space tourist Richard Garriott enter the final stages of the preparations for their trip, they constantly undergo medical checks and physical training sessions. But all of these difficulties seem to have made Richard Garriott confident ahead of his cosmic journey on October the 12th.
Every day for the last few weeks I've been in here doing this for 15 or 20 minutes. And as you can see, when you watch this way, you tend to get red and puffy in the face.
Richard's father, Owen Garriott, who is a former U.S. astronaut himself, came to Baikonur to see his son going on the journey of his life. According to him, there is no reason to doubt Soyuz's reliability during this trip.
The Soyuz is a very reliable vehicle, and very pleased that he has the chance to do this.
Despite the busy schedule, the crew of the 18th expedition to the ISS still has a free minute or two to relax. A game of pool or ping pong seems to be perfect for the job. And traditions have to be kept as well. In Baikonur, planting a tree before blastoff is something which has been done by generations of cosmonauts and now astronauts as well. And this time is no exception. So it looks as if the crew is almost ready for their voyage. Everything here seems to be entering the final stages of preparations before the launch, so we will now just have to wait and see for the spectacular scene of the blast-off of the Soyuz TMA space rocket into orbit.
Good stuff, and I promise you won't be sounding quite so close then, hopefully.